The different dimensions of BIM refer to a particular way in which certain type of data are linked into the BIM model. By adding more dimension of data, you can start to get a better and deeper understanding of your project, how it will be delivered, what it will cost, and how it should be maintained. This dimension run from 2D to 7D. I guess you were surprised to hear about 2D BIM. 2D hasn't disappeared yet, but there is a difference between 2D BIM and a 2D CAD. All 2D plans, section, elevation are extracted from the 3D BIM model. Otherwise, it would mean you are duplicating effort and data in creating original 2D drawing, which is not an ideal workflow. Lots of firms who are transitioning to BIM have the tendency to start on CAD and then subcontract the creation of the BIM model. So basically, they pay for the job to be created twice. They deliver 2D CAD sheets and the BIM model created separately. The chances are high that this duplicated effort will create different or even conflicting information. BIM is here to help us to not only be more efficient, but also more confident in the data. We are very familiar with the first dimension, and by that I mean 2D and 3D. And so we may confuse this with 3D BIM, but it's important to keep in mind that 3D and 3D BIM are not the same. So we're going to talk about 3D BIM, Building Information Model, a virtual object that is made up of the wireframe model of the building plus data. As the project life cycle progresses, this information becomes even more richer, detailed, and redefined. This dimension will be used to share information through the BIM process. The 3D visualization capabilities of 3D BIM enables participants to understand and communicate the project information more easily. 3D BIM also enables an accurate multidisciplinary, as in architectural, MEP, and structural, coordination and analysis of complex spatial and structural problems, like a duck crossing a steel beam. At this stage of construction design, another data set is added to the 3D model component. The 4D is the time dimension. This information can be used to obtain an accurate program information and visualization showing how your project will develop sequentially using a schedule management software, such as Microsoft Project when linked into a 4D software such as Synchro 4D or Navisworks. Then come the 5D, the cost dimension, added to the fourth dimension. It allows the stakeholders to keep track and analyze costs and budget over the construction and the life cycle. This includes capital costs during construction associated to running costs and the cost of the renewal or replacement. The 6D is the energy consumption analysis, and it's very tightly aligned to sustainability. If used in the earlier design process, it enables more complete and accurate energy estimate, and also the ability to conduct analysis during building occupation can improve high-performance facilities. The last one is 7D, the management of asset life cycle. Used by facility manager in the operation and maintenance, this is the part where all owners want to be efficient. This dimension enables extracting and tracking relevant asset data such as component status, specification, maintenance, operation manual, warranty data, etc., and can significantly improve facility management. Regarding the last two dimensions, there's still some discussion about it. You may see only 6D, and it may also contain the data of energy analysis and facility management. All those dimensions define the goal and the use of BIM. It's really important to define and decide which one you are going to use before starting a project, and it will provide the level of detail and information required in BIM model. Of course, I shouldn't have to remind you, but 2D and 3D BIM dimensions are not optional, but you have to have a 3D BIM model in order to be able to use the BIM process.